We kick off another critical weekend in the SEC as a Friday night fight unfurls in Aggieland. Two top 15 teams ready to two-step in Texas as the 11th-ranked Aggies of A&M saunter back to College Station with a Mississippi sweep in their back pocket. But these Bulldogs are built different in Starkville. 14th-ranked Mississippi State seems to find a way to pick up its second SEC Series win of the season. And with that, we welcome you high above Davis Diamond. Giovanni Heater alongside Chelsea Reber with you. Chelsea, look, we got a huge series. Both these teams need it, but Texas A&M has yet to lose an SEC series here at Davis Diamond this year. Davis
Diamond is one of the most special places in not just SEC softball, but collegiate softball. And there's a reason, and it's the 12th man, and Texas A&M loves to be at home. They do a great job here in the confines of College Station, Texas. Mississippi State, though, you mentioned it, the Bulldogs are built differently, and they're coming in looking for an upset.
Texas A&M, their offense has been a big part of the story so far this year. They're unstoppable at times.
They have been just on fire at the plate. Maya Perez leading the charge, putting up some incredible numbers in a conference like the SEC where you've got some of the best hitters in the country. Texas A&M is right up there with the elite.
On the other side for Mississippi State, the story is inside the circle. Some of the most prominent pitching prowess across the country.
And you've got pitchers on this roster who did not play in the SEC until this season. So you've got transfers who are coming in like Peja Gould and Alyssa Faircloth making an immediate impact. And again, I mentioned some of the best hitters in the country. They're putting up these kind of numbers in the pitching column against those hitters.
Inside the circle, getting the nod on a Friday night, it's Sydney Peters in the Aggie scripts, Chelsea.
Sydney Peters, the junior, getting the start. Typically, we see Sydney Lessentine on a Friday night, but going with Peters, she's done a nice job so far this season, 2.73 ERA. The junior looking to get things started on a high note for Texas A&M in the circle. She's going to come with that curve and rise. She has an incredibly elite spin rate, so you're going to see a lot of movement on her ball.
She faces Morgan Stiles to lead off for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Critical series between the Aggies and MSSU traveling to College Station. And just like that, we are underway. First pitch misses down and away, and a look at the Bulldogs starting lineup tonight. We talk about A&M mixing things up. A change inside the circle for their Friday night starter. Mississippi State making some changes of their own.
Yeah, Kiara Sells had been in that leadoff spot.
Tapper left side. KK on the one hop. Fires to first in time, one down.
Kiara Sells had been in that leadoff spot for quite a few games and had done a really, really nice job. She's a powerful hitter, but she's also got a ton of speed, and they liked the way she was able to get things started. But Coach Ricketts said in our call earlier this week, she likes to mix things up. She likes to try new things, and Mississippi State taking a couple on the chin against Arkansas in those last two games of their series. So we see them mixing it up, putting Sells in the third hole.
There's Nadia Barbary, the third baseman in the two spots. A spot where she has not moved from very much. Second on the team in home runs with 11 on the season. Peters deals 0-1. Taken for a strike. Plate umpire Chelsea Clark behind the dish.
Peters doing a nice job of going at Barbary, getting way ahead in the count 0-2. Now she can really start to use that dynamic movement that we're used to seeing. See if she can get her to chase something out of the zone.
Swing and a miss, sits her down on 3 pitches.
And that is the benefit of starting off strong with a strike, get her down 0-2, go to that rise ball. Barbary, no chance, and even getting a piece of that one. A beautiful pitch sequence by Peters.
And here's Kiara Sells. In recent times, she's been the leadoff hitter for Mississippi State. Moves down to the 3-hole. Hits this one off the hands, foul ground. Kennedy Powell chases underneath it and makes the pinch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Peters and the Aggies in the first. We're scoreless in College Station. leaders in the SEC steps up to the dish for the first time tonight. We got a top 15 tilt in Texas. 14th ranked Mississippi State in town to take on number 11 Texas A&M. You look 1 through 4, it's deadly for the Aggies. Michaela Wark, though, can absolutely swing it, Chelsea.
Yeah. Every single player in this lineup can swing it, and I'm so excited about this matchup because you've got Peja Gould in the circle for Mississippi State, one of the best pitchers in the conference going against one of the best lineups in the conference. It really is a battle of offense and defense. Which one will prevail? We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, you mentioned it, Chelsea. Gaudy is a good way to explain the numbers of Peja Gould. She faces Kennedy Powell for Texas A&M.
You're going to see a little bit of everything from Gould, Gio. She's going to throw 3 different speeds. She's also got a change, a curve, the backdoor curve. And what I think is really incredible about Gould is when you watch her pitch, and you know, if you've watched softball long enough, lefties tend to put a lot of spin on the ball. That's what it looks like when Gould pitches, but she's right-handed. So it's just a very different look than a normal right-handed pitcher.
Gould will look to bounce back a little bit. Went 4 1/3 innings in her last outing. That was on Sunday against then 8th ranked Arkansas. Ended up surrendering 9 hits, 5 total earned runs. A rare occurrence for number 3 inside the circle.
She played really, really well in the first game against Arkansas. As you can see, she won that one, pitched all 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits, threw a shutout. Arkansas just made really good adjustments against her on Sunday.
And the Razorbacks, of course, one of the best teams in the country. What a gauntlet of a schedule the Bulldogs of Mississippi State have faced so far this year.
And everybody in the SEC faces it, and you talk to all of the head coaches around the conference.
Payoff pitch, called a strike, and it rings up Kennedy Powell to get things going, bottom 1.
Great pitch right there by Gould. Take another look at it, and it is just gonna swing right there on the outside corner. Beautiful job by Rivera of framing that pitch right on the outside part of the plate. KP obviously not happy with the call, thought she was gonna get a leadoff walk right there.
Here's Talon Edwards. Called a strike in her half. 2 transfers going at it right now, and that's just the modern era of collegiate athletics.
Oh, it's a little bit different. If you got Edwards coming from Oklahoma State, you know, another big power D1, got to see a lot of really, really tough softball. Gould is coming from Chattanooga, played her first 3 seasons there. And so you're talking about somebody who has no SEC experience, and to come in to the SEC her senior year and put up these kinds of numbers, it's just so impressive.
1-1, bunt tapped foul. And the count now 1-2 for Talon Edwards.
And yeah, with the way the transfer portal is these days, obviously you've got players transferring in and out all over the place, a lot of moving parts. And so it is fun to kind of keep track of everything and the different storylines that are coming out of all of it. And Peja Gould is definitely one of those.
Tap it to the right side. Richardson takes it to the bag herself, and it's out number 2.
Taking a look at Peja's SEC ranks first in shutouts. I mean, this is somebody who's not giving up a lot of runs at all. 6th in ERA, and that's behind basically the entire Tennessee pitching staff. So it really is incredible what she's been able to do in her first year in the SEC. And obviously she comes in with a lot of experience. You know, she is somebody who's been playing college softball now for more than 3 years.
Perez cranks this one high, straight away center. Kiss it goodbye. Maya Perez unloads, and A&M leads it 1-0.
Well, just as we were giving Peja Gould her flowers, and she has deserved them, no doubt, but Maya Perez said, hey, don't forget about me, one of the best hitters in the country. This ball is down, but not down enough. Maya Perez goes down, gets that ball full extension, It was really high, Gio. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to leave the park, but so much power in Perez's swing, and that ball is out of here. Texas A&M gets on the board first.
So much power in that bat. There's Michaela Wark. Chops this one left side. Two hop into the glove of Stiles. And it's out number 3. And now we're having a conversation.
Yeah, the first pace coach for Texas A&M had his arm out, and it looks like they're asking for a review of some sort.
Could it be catcher's interference?
I did see that. That's kind of what he made it sound like.
Wark digs back in with a 1-0 count. 2 away and a 1-0 A&M lead. She takes inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
And this could be a very, very dangerous situation for Mississippi State. You just gave up the solo shot by Maya Perez. You think you're out of the inning with one of the next best hitters on Texas A&M's team. And instead of that quick out, now you're down in the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
So it's not catcher's interference.
Yeah, we'll have to, in between innings, we'll have to get an explanation on that one.
And on 4 pitches, Michaela Wark works the walk. Possibly interference on the base pass.
Oh, great job by Wark for getting back in there and then being very, very patient. Trish Ford, the head coach for Texas A&M, said they will only get in trouble if they start chasing pitches against this Mississippi State pitching staff. They've got to swing at strikes.
Kowalewski cranks it up the middle, and it's through for a base hit.
And just like that, Texas A&M with 2 outs is going to keep this thing going. Now you've got a runner in scoring position, a nice at-bat by Kowalewski. I love the aggressiveness on the first pitch. They know that Gould just gave up the walk. She's probably going to come back into the strike zone. She didn't want to throw another ball. So Kowalewski stays very aggressive and swings at the first thing she sees and just shoots that ball right back up the middle.
Texas A&M this season, 19-3 in games when scoring in the first inning. Something to be on the lookout for. With runners on first and second, already a 1-0 lead. Kelsey Mathis takes a strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1.
Mathis has looked really, really good lately. The sophomore has started putting up some big numbers. Not huge home run numbers, but man, does she get it done at the plate.
Takes back-to-back strikes, that time the off-speed, and it's 0-2.
And I love that by Gould. You know, she just had a quick conversation with her catcher, Rivera, and immediately comes back and throws 2 very nice strikes to get ahead in the count.
Gould's 0-2. Off the plate, ball and a pair of strikes for Mathis. Got to play in her hometown just a couple of days ago on Wednesday night, a 10-3 A&M win over Baylor in Waco. Takes down and in, 2-2 now the count for Mathis.
It was another game that Texas A&M did a nice job of getting out in front versus Baylor early on. It's so tough to dig yourself out of a hole, and Texas A&M likes to be on top of that.
You know, it was a fascinating game, Chelsea, because Baylor actually out-hit A&M, but it's all about the timely hitting and putting the runs on the board, and Baylor couldn't do it. A&M certainly did, and Aggies come away with a big win. And on the scoreboard, you'd think that that wouldn't have been the story. Mathis takes ball 4, and all of a sudden, after Mississippi State felt as if it was out of the inning, the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Texas A&M, and arguably the hottest bat in the lineup in the last week, KK Dement, is at the dish.
And yes, we're talking about the 7-hole hitter, Gio, but KK Dement, one of the most aggressive hitters on this team, however, has a really, really good eye. And right now, Gould is trying to be very careful with these hitters. That's a nice pitch right there, and KK DeMint swings through that one. But going back real quick to Kelsey Mathis, down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes, and was able to draw a 2-out walk. So these Texas A&M hitters are executing the game plan.
Ball at a strike for KK DeMint. She has hits in 8 of A&M's last 9 games. Back-to-back multi-hit games. 2 home runs on Sunday at Ole Miss and a homer on Wednesday at Baylor.
And KK only a sophomore, but last year as a freshman just played with so much maturity and grace. One of the smoothest swings that you'll see. And obviously she has carried that into her sophomore season.
1 ball, 2 strikes, bases juiced, 2 gone. Here's the pitch. Spiked in the dirt, it gets away. Wark is in to score, and A&M leads it 2-0.
Another look at this one, and it just gets away from Gould. Obviously, she's trying to stay low in the zone, inside corner, trying to see if she can get KK to swing over the top of that one, but gets away, and Rivera is just unable to get in front.
2-2 taken high and away, and it's another full count. Chelsea, we thought there was no doubt coming into this one that we were going to have a pitcher's duel. I don't know that we envisioned a 2-run first for A&M, but this is what they do all year. And the payoff, chopped foul to stay alive.
Yeah, especially the way Gould started off the inning, right? The strikeout to Kennedy Powell, and then the ground ball to first base with Edwards. She gave up the solo shot to Maya Perez, but honestly, there's a lot of game left. You don't think too much of that. The big one was what they thought was going to be the 3rd out of the inning with Wark, and then all of a sudden she finds herself on, and Texas A&M has a good chance of adding more right here.
Another foul off by KK on a payoff pitch.
And let me tell you, the longer that KK DeMint stays in this box and the more foul balls she hits, the more chance that she has to get on. She just stays so locked in.
Payoff again. Hit well, left center field. Keller running underneath it, makes the catch as she crashes into the wall for out number 3. How about Maya Perez, the long ball? A&M with a 2-0 lead.
Maya Perez, so much power in that swing, and Gould just left it too far over the plate. Texas A&M with a 2-0 lead as we head to the 2nd.
In College Station, 2-0. 11th ranked Texas A&M leads it over 14th ranked Mississippi State. And it was an inning that all of a sudden unraveled for the visiting Bulldogs after what appears to be an illegal pitch when they thought they were out of it unscathed.
And you can see the huge hop, and immediately the first base umpire calls the illegal pitch. So the ground ball out would have been the third out of the inning for Michaela Wark, and then all of a sudden Peja Gould gets called for the illegal pitch, so Wark goes back to the plate, ends up drawing a 2-out walk, and then ends up scoring after a couple more hitters for Texas A&M. So honestly, Gio, Mississippi State has to be happy that they only got out of that with giving up one more run, so now it's 2-0. It could have been a much uglier inning for the Bulldogs, but you've just got to let that go. A lot of softball left to play.
Here's Kinley Keller to lead off the frame for the visiting Mississippi State Bulldogs. Texas native gets to come back to her home state, just a freshman. Peters inside the circle for A&M, her second inning of work. She snares the outer half for a strike to even it at 1-1.
So important for both of these pitchers to kind of figure out the strike zone of Chelsea Clark, the home plate umpire, early on, because if you know what you can get away with, that's where you really start pounding the zone.
Keller fouls one back to the net, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it really does feel, Chelsea, I know it's so early in the night, but the backs all of a sudden for Mississippi State are against the wall a little bit here, because this is not a team that scores a lot of runs. They rely on their dominant pitching. 1-2 clobbered, left field, staying in the yard for Allen. He's under it for out number 1.
Yeah, you make a great point. I mean, this is a team that really relies on their pitching staff, and obviously they're trying to get those bats going a lot more, but when you find yourself in a hole early in the game, it does just become a little bit harder, obviously, to dig yourself out, especially when you're not used to putting up a ton of runs. You can see, though, that the Bulldogs do get hotter as the game goes on, scoring more runs in the back half of the game than in the front half. So that is good news. You just hope that it's not too late,
right?
Especially when you're going up against an offense like Texas A&M, who tends to come out hot and put out a lot of runs early on.
That is the devil's advocate point, right? They do score their points, their runs, I should say, late stages of games. Taylor Troutman fouls it off to make it 0-2.
Which is a great sign. It means that your hitters are making adjustments as the game goes on, right? And you know, you want them, it's all about timely hitting. That's what Coach Ricketts really, really harped on. It's not that they're not swinging the bat well. It's when they have runners on, trying to get them through and trying to get those runs scored earlier.
2 runs high and away, and the count 1-2. When you look down their SEC schedule here, first of all, it's fascinating. Their RPI is so high because of who they've played and the strong non-conference that they did have against non-SEC power conference opponents. But they've only won 1 SEC series.
That's what's so incredible about the SEC is you can be in the bottom half, I mean close to the bottom of the conference, and still be looking at a postseason no problem.
You saw it with a Georgia team last year that did not win an SEC series and made it to a Super. Hold back, and Troutman continues to stay alive. But when you look at what Mississippi State has done in their wins when it's SEC play, they don't score a lot, right? Their win against Tennessee, they won it 1-0. When they beat Georgia, they won it 3-2. When they beat South Carolina, they won it 2-0 and 4-3. That is the 1 series win. You look at their win against Arkansas, 1-0, the final score, right? So in these wins, they're relying on the dominant pitching.
And like I said, when you've got a Texas A&M team that's already now up 2-0 early on, it just puts that much more pressure on the Mississippi State hitters.
Swing and a miss on the payoff pitch. Peters with her second K. 2 gone in the second. And the head coach of the Bulldogs, Samantha Ricketts. How about this? 6th year at the helm. 32 of her 52 ranked wins have come since the start of the 2024 season. This is a program that is no doubt on the rise.
Absolutely, and Coach Ricketts has done a fantastic job in her years at Mississippi State. And, you know, we talked about the pitching staff. It's full of transfers and really, really good arms. So she's doing a nice job of utilizing the transfer portal, bringing in players that can make an immediate impact. And that's what you have to do in today's landscape of college softball, college sports in general.
Morgan Bernardini at the dish. Ball and a strike for the Illinois native. Sixth hole hitting left fielder for Mississippi State. 2 gone, nobody on. Takes high, 2 balls and a strike.
We were talking about the 2-0 kind of hole that Mississippi State finds themselves in. It also has to give Sydney Peters that much more confidence going out into the circle with a 2-run lead.
Strike at the bottom of the zone evens it up at 2-2.
And just as Mississippi State has had to rely on their pitching staff to get them through games, Texas A&M has really had to rely on their offense. Their pitchers have struggled. There's been some ups and downs this year, but if they can keep them in the ball game, their bats can definitely keep them in the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains for Morgan Bernardini. Sydney Peters getting the Friday nod this week instead of Sydney Lessentine. A change up in the circle. Here's the 2-2. Tip foul.
Nice job by Bernardini to just stay in there and see a few more pitches. Peters has been kind of able to flow through these hitters pretty quickly, but the last 2 have now gotten further into the count, and that's so important, especially early on. You've got hitters in the dugout. You haven't seen her yet. You want to try to get these Texas A&M pitchers throwing more pitches.
Lifted to left field. Paisley Allen is there again. Makes the head-high catch for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down for Mississippi State's offense so far. A&M cruising in College Station. Half of the second in College Station, 2-0. Texas A&M leads it over Mississippi State. Giovanni Heater alongside Chelsea Reber with you. Tricia Ford, 4th-year head coach here in College Station. And Chelsea, it just feels like this program has taken things to another level under that Ford Tough mentality.
Absolutely. She has been just such a pleasure to call games for and to see what she's been able to do with this program, especially, you know, taking it over after a legend, Joe Evans. Trish Ford has come in here and really made her own kind of stamp, her own identity, and been able to bring this program just up to that level where you have to be to compete in the SEC.
Here's Paisley Allen, former Georgia Bulldog. Faces off against Mississippi State. Came home to play at A&M, a Texas native in her own right. Hits this one well. Left field, going back, and watching it fly over the fence was Bernardini. Paisley Allen leaves the yard, and the Aggies lead it 3-0.
You know, Gio, both home run balls, I questioned whether they were going to get out or not, and the wind isn't necessarily playing a huge factor here at the ballpark, but just goes to show the power behind these bats, because both home run balls have been high and lifted and just kind of kept carrying. Beautiful swing right there, and again, there is no break in this Texas A&M lineup for opposing pitchers, because that's the 8-hole right there, hitting that ball out of the park.
Paisley Allen hits her 4th home run of the season, and Chelsea, you bring up a great point. That wasn't happening early in the year for 11 and White. Oh, there's a nice snare on the one hop by Richardson for out number 1. What a play.
Yeah, great play right there, especially when you know your pitcher needs an out. You need to try to get that 9-hole hitter, because you do not want to flip over that lineup with someone on. And so a really nice defensive play there by Richardson at first base.
A little flash of the leather.
It's a hard hit ball by Frankie Vrajel. That's one of those, you got to tip your cap, but you got to be happy with the way you just swung the bat.
And going back to that point on Paisley Allen, right, all of a sudden later in the season, players like Allen, like Kelsey Mathis, these bats are getting going, and it's made A&M that much more dangerous of a team.
I love to see what young players do in SEC play, because sometimes it takes the start of the season, even though you're not necessarily playing SEC opponents, you're still playing, you know, really tough competitors. And it just takes a while to get things going sometimes when maybe you're new to a program, you're new to college softball, whatever it may be. And so I love to see some of those newer players, how they can develop in SEC play when, in fact, competition gets even tougher, right? But sometimes that's what it takes for somebody to really come alive.
Kennedy Powell back to the top of the order for the first time tonight. Struck out looking her first time at the dish. The 0-2. This is down and away. Aggies have scored 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 free passes has given them a pair of base runners via the walk. Gould deals. This is down and in, 2-2. Now this is one of the best pitchers in the best college softball conference in the country.
She is.
To put it bluntly. And A&M's bested her thus far.
They've done a really nice job.
Right back to Gould. Picks it up and retires Powell.
Oh, little collision there. Or maybe she tripped?
Yeah, she tripped over the bag.
Well, that's never what you want to see, especially the hobble. You see the smile, but you also see the way she's running. And if I'm the coaching staff for Texas A&M, and obviously the trainers out there to make sure she's okay. But yeah, you got to hope that that's just kind of a bruise that she's going to walk off and be all right.
Yeah,
oh, hyperextended. It looked a lot uglier than she made it look coming back to the dugout.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, ooh, that could have been really nasty.
Here's Talon Edwards. Former Oklahoma State Cowgirl watches it down and away, 1-0.
Yeah, kind of going back to what we were talking about, even the outs that Texas A&M has hit, they've hit hard. You just saw that shot at first. Even that last swing by KP right back up the middle to the pitcher. This one's a slow roller.
Richardson loses her footing, can't dive to the bag in time. Edwards legs it out for a single.
And what a hustle by Talon Edwards. This is a slow roller to the first baseman. I mean, really, this is a ball you see and you think immediate out. But Edwards hustling down that first baseline. Really really nice job by Richardson doing everything she could, diving for the bag, but safe all the way right there for Talon Edwards, and that's how you keep innings alive, especially when you got Maya Perez behind you.
That's exactly where I was going. The last thing you want to do is have Perez at the dish with runners on. Homered in her first at-bat tonight. Solo blast over the center field fence. Last weekend hit one to the building over the center field wall. We've seen a lot of this too, particularly early in SEC play, teams being unwilling to pitch to Maya Perez. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening right here with a 2-0 count. And there's a strike over the outer half to make it 2-1. But you do have to be incredibly careful how you pitch it to 2-4 in White.
Absolutely. 42 walks on the year. I believe she leads the SEC in walks and hasn't been able to put up some of the offensive numbers she's probably would like to. And I mean, she's got 15 home runs now on the season, but all that to consider, she doesn't get pitched to very often. And when she does, in this case, Gould is still being very, very careful with her, as she should be.
Tapped foul to stay alive at 2-2. Perez with 16 home runs last season for the Aggies. More walks than anybody else in SEC play. And the count is now full. Also has the best on-base percentage in the league. Payoff pitch to Perez. Hit well. Left field. Bernardini makes the catch at the wall. Aggies lead it 3-0 in College Station. Paisley Allen, second long ball of the night for A&M.
Nice job by Allen to put Texas A&M another run on the board. Aggies lead it 3-0.
It never ends. Another important weekend in the SEC. This time it takes us to College Station, Texas. 14th ranked Mississippi State takes on 11th ranked Texas A&M, and the Aggies with a 3-0 lead, getting up on the Bulldogs early on tonight. Chelsea, A&M's offense has really bested Gould inside the circle.
And we knew that was going to be the battle, right? Texas A&M's stout offense against one of the best arms in the league with Peja Gould. But Texas A&M, what I've really liked from them at the plate, Gio, is they're swinging at strikes. They're not chasing a lot of the junk that Gould has offered. And when they are swinging, they're hitting the ball hard, making some really, really good contact. So, yes, this is still, a 3-run ball game, a lot of softball left to play. But Texas A&M definitely looking like they're winning the battle right now.
Trisha Ford out on the field for Texas A&M, and you have to expect this to be a substitution that would take Kennedy Powell out of the game. We saw her come up gimpy after what looked like a lower body discomfort. I don't want to call it an injury.
She stretched for first and definitely hit the bag hard and awkwardly. And so actually tumbled down, and here she comes. So Kennedy Powell was in the dugout, and that's why we were waiting. That's why there was this little pause in play. Texas A&M trying to give KP as much time as possible to get done whatever she needed to in the training room, I'm assuming, before coming out to the infield. But Kennedy Powell on the field, that is a very good sign for Texas A&M.
Yeah, no question about it. It really did seem like we were going to get a switch up, and then KP comes darting out of not just the dugout, but the clubhouse.
And, you know, she got off the field on her own accord, but was very gimpy. And you can still see maybe a little hitch in her step. But, you know, this is a leader of not the infield, but the entire team. And not just a physical leader, you know, in her at-bats and on defense, but mentally she's somebody they really want to have out on the field. Rivera,
right to the shortstop, KK Dement. And they will say that she did hang on to it long enough for it to be the inning's first out. A little bit of a bobble on the transition for KK.
Got to make sure you squeeze it and hold on to it long enough, but a nice job again, and really a nice job by Sydney Peters, because you had a little bit of a break, still able to come out, throw a nice first pitch, gets something swung on out of the zone.
Oh,
yeah, that was close.
This one hit off the end of the bat. KK there once more, and 2 pitches, 2 outs.
2 pitches, 2 outs, 2 pop-ups, weak pop-ups to the infield. Sydney Peters, this is exactly what you want if you're Peters in the circle.
Chelsea, I don't know if she caught that first one. I'm going to be honest with you.
We've already moved on, Gio. We've already moved on. Well, even the second one,
books.
She flipped it to Talon so quickly. I was like, I would have even made more of a show of the second one and been like, yep, got it. But
Abby Grace Richardson in the 9-hole. Mississippi State has reached the bottom of the order for the first time this evening.
I'm a little surprised. I don't know if you could have called a review on that one, if you're Coach Ricketts.
Big hack and a miss, 1-1.
But again, we've moved on, and
yeah.
Now if you're Texas A&M, you would love to get out of this inning. 3 up, 3 down innings for the Aggies. That'd be huge.
Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. This is high, 2-1.
And right here, if you're Richardson, the 9-hole, you're just doing whatever you can to get on base, get back to the top of your lineup, and see if Mississippi State can make some adjustments in their second time through.
2-1 called a strike outer half.
Really pretty pitch right there by Sydney Peters. She's doing a nice job. She's missed a couple, a little too far out of the zone, but when she comes back in, she's doing a really nice job of finding the corner of that plate. Nothing has been left too fat.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the night for Peters. 9 up, 9 down for this A&M defense, and Peters is cooking inside the circle. It's 3-zip, A&M in front.
an inside look.
We got a lot of game left. We need to show that we're the most excited to play.
We have some really great minds, and we have some really big personalities.
Let's go! Let's go!
You're telling me that we get to hear from Tony Baldwin of the Dogs?
Mic'd Up Monday. This is such a fun segment that they do, and I don't know if the coaches love it. I know they say they do right there, but it is really interesting and a lot of fun just to get that inside sneak peek of what it really sounds like to be in the dugout and on the field with the coaches.
Here's Michaela Wark at the dish for Texas A&M. Aggies have scored 3 runs. They've done it on 4 hits so far today. And the bases loaded with 2 outs in the first. And have had 2 solo home runs from Maya Perez and Paisley Allen.
And Wark had that huge at-bat. Hit a ground ball, looked like it was gonna end the inning. Gould got called for an illegal pitch. Wark comes back, draws a 2-out walk, and then that inning just continued. Wark ended up scoring the 2nd run in the 1st inning.
Got fooled on the off speed, and it makes it 1-2. See how Gould bounces back here, right? Facing a little bit of adversity early. 2-2 the count for Michaela Wark.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I think it's less of Gould not executing and more of A&M just coming in with a game plan and doing a nice job of swinging at their pitch.
Just underneath this one, straight away center field. Keller is there. Makes the catch for out number 1.
And that was a ball where Gould was ahead. She had 2 strikes. She could kind of throw something a little bit out of the zone. Wark just got just under that ball that jumped up. And that's exactly what Gould was looking for.
Here's Ariel Kowalewski, a base hit for her in the first. Second year with the program. Transfer from the University of Florida. The SEC league leader in doubles, has 15 on the year.
You know, you talk about a kid with patience. AK transferred from Florida and had to sit out all of last year. And as somebody who's used to playing, used to being in a lineup, to sit in the dugout and just watch your team play for an entire season without you getting on the field, and then to come and just obviously grab that opportunity by the horns. I know they don't like horns here in Aggieland,
they do
but
not.
To grab that opportunity and just run with it. And now you see her behind the plate. She's made the move to catcher. She is thriving back there. It's just been a lot of fun to see her develop this year.
And she takes ball 4 on 4 pitches to work the 1-out walk.
That's what Trish Ford told us. She said our hitters have got to be selective at the plate with Peja Gould, because when she's rocking and rolling, she's making you chase. And Trish said we have to swing at strikes, and that was a really nice at-bat right there by AK.
Kelsey Mathis now digs in. She worked a walk in her first plate appearance.
And Mathis was down 0 balls, 2 strikes and was able to work back that walk. And now the ball 5, ball 6 chants have begun here at Davis Diamond.
3 free passes thus far tonight, issued by Gould. One-0. The strike and an ovation from the A&M 12th man.
Yeah, they'll help you, but they'll also clap for you when you finally find that strike zone.
How about this? First 2 batters of the night, and then ever since, A&M has been the better party.
That's what Texas A&M has done a nice job of all season. They've been patient, and even if things don't look good right at the beginning of the game, or maybe right at the beginning of the inning, you can't ever count them out. You know, whether it's 2 outs or the bottom of the 7th, like A&M is gonna be that team that continues to fight for every single pitch, ground ball, at that, whatever it is. you really can't count them out no matter what time of the game it is.
Popped up, right side. Richardson got away from her.
Gio, there's not a ton of wind. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of movement in the flags out in the outfield, but I think she just lost that ball. I don't think that was necessarily one that got caught up in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it really is a flawless night to be out at the park. Payoff pitch towards the gap, right center field. Underneath it, Sells gets her first piece of defensive action for out number 2.
And that's huge right there for Mississippi State, and especially Peja Gould, because you're throwing pretty well. Like, yes, you've given up the 2 homers, but you're throwing pretty well. And then when you see that pop-up land by first base, you're thinking, oh, please don't come back to bite us. Like, that's got to be one we've got to have. So to be able to get that out on the very next pitch, that's big for the Bulldogs.
There's KK Dement. Fly ball, left field. Bernardini is there for out number 3. A&M leaves the walk on first. They lead it 3-0 in College Station. Maya Perez with a blast over the fence, but then it was things that started to unravel for Mississippi State, plaguing the Bulldogs.
We had the illegal pitch that kept the inning going. Texas A&M was able to score another run in the first, and then Paisley Allen with a solo shot in the second. Texas A&M up 3-0. Both pitchers doing a nice job in the circle so far, but Texas A&M has been able to capitalize on the mistake by Gould and then just on the couple of homers, which we knew we were going to see from the Aggies. So can Mississippi State answer at the plate? This is going to be their second time through, Gio. Let's see if their hitters can make any kind of adjustments to Sydney Peters, who has been pretty much flawless so far.
9 up, 9 down. First time through for Sydney Peters inside the circle. We go to the top of the order with Morgan Stiles. First offering on the way. Spiked in the dirt in the count 1-0. Mississippi State shook up its lineup ever so slightly today, particularly towards the top. It had been Kiara Sells, who had been the leadoff hitter for the last few weeks. And now you see Stiles in there ahead 2-0 at the top of the order.
And Sells had done a really nice job at the top of the order, but Coach Rick had said, I like to mix things up, like to try new things. And again, they won that first game against Arkansas, 1-0. But after that, Arkansas came back and really took care of business. So Mississippi State, again, trying to shuffle things a little to see if they can find a spark. Three balls and a strike now for Morgan Stiles. And it was fascinating
to come in today and see Sells not at the top of the order because of how consistent she had been the last 7 games since moving to the leadoff spot.
Now, with that said, she's doing so well. She's hitting the ball. She's getting on. Maybe you do want to put her down a little bit and give her a chance to hit with people on base, which is what we're going to see right here. We still have a hitter before we get to Sells, but sometimes you've got somebody who's doing such a nice job of getting on base, you'd rather them be hitting with people in front than hitting with nobody on base.
That's a good point as Nadia Barbary steps inside the batter's box. Styles able to poke one through the right side.
And that's
It's a
huge
leadoff
right
hit.
there for Mississippi State. I mean, this is a lineup that had not done anything against Peters the first time through. Now Styles starts off the inning with a base hit. That's a huge confidence boost, not just for her, but for her team. Now everybody can say, okay, we can do this. We can touch Peters. She's not untouchable. Like, we just got to lock back in. Second time through, let's see if we can get something going.
Peters offers 0-1. Cranked well, deep left, foul ball. Home run distance and then some.
Really, really nice swing right there by Barbary. Just a little too far out in front, and that pitch on the inside part of the plate. Just a long strike if you're Sydney Peters, and now you've got an 0-2 count. But you just saw the power right there. Although Barbary just 3 home runs on the season.
She's been the best hitter for the Bulldogs in conference play.
And those 3 homers just in SEC play.
Straight away center field. Mathis is there, 1 away.
Nice out right there by Peters. Dangerous bat of Barbary. Able to get that pop up into center field, and a nice job by Mathis, because we've seen, like I said, the wind is picking up a little bit, so anything in the air, we've seen some issues. Nice job by the center fielder to make that out.
So here's Kiara Sells. In the last 7 games, hitting .375 with a 1.266 OPS. She's reached safely in over 58% of her leadoff opportunities. They move her down to the 3-hole tonight. She hacks and misses on the 0-1 to drop 0-2.
And I think Sydney Peters has done a really nice job after giving up that single to Styles to lead things off. She quickly got ahead in the count to Barbary, and now she's quickly ahead in the count to Sells. So not letting that leadoff single affect her at all.
0-2. Lifted back, foul. Sells stays alive. Another Texas native playing in her home state.
Kowalewski behind the plate for A&M, keeping an eye on Styles. She's only got 1 stolen base on 1 attempt this year, so not a huge threat to steal by any means, but AK ready.
2 runs low. A ball and a pair of strikes for Sells. Popped out to the hot corner in foul ground her first time at the dish.
This feels like a big moment for Mississippi State. You hadn't had any runners on. You finally get something going. The game is starting to not get away, but you're looking at the 4th inning already. This is definitely a time where they need to at least get 1 or 2 back and get back in this ball game.
Sells trying to deliver on that front. With Keller on deck, the 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and another deep count. This time it's with Mississippi State in the batter's box.
Great at-bat right here for Kiara Sells. Down in the count 0-2, and now she's worked it back to a full count, forcing Peters to have to come into the zone with something.
Payoff pitch. Lifts it foul. Such a big weekend for both of these teams. Mississippi State seeking its 2nd consecutive Friday night win to open an SEC series. Beat Arkansas on Friday last week before dropping the Saturday and Sunday contests. Payoff again. Well struck, straightaway center. Mathis has it playable in front of her and makes the catch for out number 2.
Nice swing there by Sells, but Sydney Peters gets another out, and a nice job by Kelsey Mathis. making sure she gets behind that ball and makes the squeeze for out number 2.
So here's Kinley Keller. Flew out to left field first time today. Brunfield's Texas native. Well struck left field. Allen on the run, foul ground, and she's there for out number 3. A leadoff knock for Stiles, nothing to show for it. 3-0. Aggies lead in College Station. Paisley Allen, second long ball of the evening for Texas A&M.
Yeah, and she'll get things started this inning for the Aggies. The Aggies had 3 runs in the first 2 innings. They were unable to put anything across in the bottom of the 3rd. And you know Texas A&M, they're never done. It doesn't matter how big their lead is. They want to keep adding, and giving their pitcher as big of a cushion as possible. And so I fully expect Texas A&M to continue putting the pressure on Mississippi State.
Allen in SEC play really has taken her play offensively to another level. We've talked about her defense all season long, a wall scaler in left. But when it comes to standing in the batter's box towards the bottom of this A&M order, when she can swing it the way she has, this is a team that not only can play with anybody, can beat anybody, and has big postseason aspirations. And a new pitcher inside the circle for Mississippi State. The day comes to a close for starter Peja Gould.
We were paying so much attention to Paisley Allen coming up. Is she going to hit another homer? Didn't even see that Delaney Everett snuck in there in the circle for Mississippi State, the junior out of Oakdale, California. This is one of the few pitchers who was on this Mississippi State roster before this year.
It is a stacked roster that is full of transfer talent for the Bulldogs.
You know, and Gio Everett missed the first 16 games of the year with injury. Now, she has returned to total 5 scoreless innings this year. So she has seen success in the circle, just hasn't had a lot of experience this year. They've really been relying on Gould, obviously, in Faircloth, who I'm assuming Mississippi State does not want to show today if they can prevent that from happening.
Everett pitched in 2 outings last weekend. That was against then number 8 Arkansas. Two. Chopper left side. Stiles is there. Makes the throw on the run for out number 1. Final line for Peja Gould. Not her best night tonight inside the circle, we'll certainly see her again this weekend.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the big thing for Gould when she does come back and get another chance at Texas A&M. You know, can she make those adjustments? And maybe she wasn't her crispest tonight, but I also just give A&M hitters so much credit because they came in with a game plan not to swing at anything out of the zone. When they did swing, they made it count. We saw the 2 home runs. So I just think Texas A&M's hitters hit better than Peja Gould was able to pitch tonight.
Frankie Vrajel cranks one foul to the net, and the count even at a ball and a strike as the Aggies have reached the 9-hole for the second time tonight.
Vrajel had a hard hit shot down the first baseline in her first at bat. It was snagged by Richardson, who made a really good defensive play. Texas A&M, really in the past few seasons, Gio, they have been able to fill this 9-hole with a very talented hitter, and it's just such an important part of the lineup that a lot of people, you know, have overlooked in the past, right? It typically is your hitter who's struggling the most. It's the 9-hole, but now you're seeing a lot of teams across the country plug someone in like Frankie Vrajel, who is very good at the plate, is very fast, almost creates a second leadoff hitter trying to flip that lineup over.
Vrajel again fouls it off the opposite way.
Now, not all 9-hole hitters wear bright blue eyeshadow like Frankie Vrajel, but that is what makes her truly unique. Always coming in hot with the game day look. I love it.
You got that. You got Talon Edwards goes with the glitter crosses
Yep.
on each cheek. No shortage of style for A&M. And the count even at 2-2 for Vrajel. There's Edwards. Every game.
And they're different colors, usually, correct?
True.
Yeah?
True.
I think I saw teal last weekend.
She mixes it up.
This is a really nice at-bat by Frankie Vrajel. There's a little bit more of that glitter glue, glitter paint.
You got Maddie Sowney. I'm not even sure what that design is.
Just some swirls.
Yeah. Payoff pitch on the way. Taken for ball 4. What an at-bat for Frankie Vrajel.
Yeah, really, really nice at-bat by Vrajel. Again, that 9-hole is so important because if you can flip the lineup, now you've got your leadoff with Kennedy Powell, who is in the game, is looking good. Happy to see that for the Aggie third baseman. However, she is looking to find her way onto first base for the first time tonight.
KP digs in. Runner on first with 1 out for A&M, bottom 4. Powell looks at one off the plate, 1-0. KP 0 for 2, you mentioned it, Chelsea. Strikeout and a ground out. Well hit, but right back to the pitcher, and a nice play by Gould fielding her position. So often we see the slap approach out of Powell.
She's such a dynamic hitter, Gio. She can swing away, she can slap, she can bunt. I mean, truly can do it all at the plate and keeps defenses on their toes the whole time. Obviously a ton of speed, but does have power.
Here's a look at what she's done this year against righties versus lefties. Certainly stronger against right-handed pitchers, no question about it. Taps it right side, Schaefer. Throw to first in time. It moves the runner. 2 outs, runner in scoring position for Talon Edwards, and we'll see the glitter crosses.
KP still not looking 100% down the line, but it was a nice play by Mississippi State defensively. Didn't really have a chance at 2. Vrajel with a ton of speed and made her way over to second. But you've got a runner in scoring position and another chance for Texas A&M to add something to this lead.
Talon Edwards is a player who I've been incredibly impressed with all season long, and how could you not? Transfers in from Oklahoma State. She was a Gold Glover at third base, well, with the Pokes. And she said, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Moves to second base, Hits it straight away center, right to a defender in Keller. And just putting a ribbon on it, saying, I'm just going to go out with a bang, do everything I can to win games. Smelling the roses in College Station. 3-0, Aggies in front. Texas A&M leads it over Mississippi State in College Station. Huge series for both of these teams. Mississippi State looking at their NCAA tournament resume. How about the RPI? Number 12 in the country.
Yeah, and that just goes to show the strength of schedule, 13th, right, for Mississippi State. They have played some really, really tough competition, as you do in SEC play. But that's also why this is such a big weekend for Texas A&M, because their RPI is not that high. So if they could get a series win over Mississippi State, that definitely puts them in even more of a position to possibly host. But when talking to Coach Samantha Ricketts, she said that's our goal, to host a regional. We would absolutely love to be in Starkville for the start of the NCAA tournament.
Taylor Troutman leads off the top of the 5th and gets plunked with the first offering from Peters. Leadoff base runner for the Bulldogs.
And first free pass that we've seen issued by Sydney Peters. Just that one got away from her, got up and in. But hey, this is, if you're Mississippi State, maybe this is the opportunity you've been looking for, that mistake, so to say, that you need to try to capitalize on. And you can kind of see Troutman as she heads back to the dugout. They're gonna have a pinch runner come in for her. They're looking for some energy, just something to get things going for the Bulldogs.
Morgan Bernardini. First pitch. Runs high. Oh, mentioning that NCAA tournament resume for Mississippi State. Seeking just their second series win in SEC play. Obviously trailing Texas A&M in game 1. Popped back over our heads in the booth, and the count even at a ball and a strike. But a weekend like this could certainly go a long way if you're Mississippi State. You've seen, though, because of the caliber of opponent, even taking just one. This is a team that has yet to be swept. Even taking just one is a big help.
Every game just means so much. Yeah, even if you're unable to come away with a series win, not getting swept definitely looks a lot better. And those wins add up, you know, and obviously you would love to come to College Station and get a big road win.
Chopped foul, 2-2. Bernardini flew out to left field to end the second inning, her first time up.
Mississippi State did not play a midweek game this week, and talking to Coach Ricketts, she said especially later in the season, you've got to just focus on rest and recovery, because again, it is such a gauntlet, the SEC.
2-2 from Peters. And the count worked full. Both teams battling in the batter's box. Seen a lot of elongated counts.
State's doing a nice job of doing better at that. Early on, Peters was very efficient, not getting super deep in counts.
Payoff, lifted foul.
But we're seeing more foul balls. Looked like the runner was going on that. Maybe a little hit and run situation, assuming Peters would come into the zone. So yeah, State being a little bit more aggressive, but also more aggressive when they're swinging, but being better at eyeing those balls and not chasing out of the zone. Yeah, making Peters work right here. This is a great at-bat by Bernardini.
See if the Bulldogs can build a little momentum off of an at-bat like this. Payoff again. Runner goes. Doesn't matter. Pitch misses high. And Bernardini ends up with a walk. That's back-to-back free passes. First and second, nobody out.
And that'll cause Ariel Kalowiecki to go out to the circle and talk to Sydney Peters, because as you mentioned, Gio, no free passes, and now she's hit a batter and walked. So 2 Bulldogs on base. And again, Coach Ricketts talking to us, it wasn't so much about hitting the ball better, it was about the timely hitting. And this is exactly that kind of situation. You now have runners at first and second, no outs. You absolutely have to capitalize on this opportunity if you're State.
Pinch runner in the ball game for the Bulldogs at first. Des Rivera right in front of Chelsea. She got out of Dodge quickly.
I did. I am not former All-American Tori Vidales, who would have been all about trying to catch that ball. I wanted nothing to do with that.
First and second, Greta Grazel, the pinch runner at first. Here's Des Rivera. 0-1 deal. Clobbered foul.
Nice job by Peters working ahead in the count. You mentioned the pinch runner at first. You've got a pinch runner at second as well. So speed on the base path for State. They are doing everything they can to try to get some runs on the board.
0-2 deal. And it's up the middle for a base hit. Troutman around third, no throw home. Mississippi State's on the board, it's 3-1.
Well, that is exactly what Mississippi State was looking for, Gio, on an 0-2 pitch up in the zone, but Rivera goes up and gets it. Just drives that ball right back up the middle. No shot for KK Dement. And then enough speed by the runner to get all the way home. And Mississippi State cuts into that Texas A&M lead.
Here's Gabby Schaefer. Schaefer 0 for 1 tonight. New York native, a long way from both Mississippi and Texas. True freshman for the Bulldogs. A 1 offering. And Powell is there to pick up the bunt. That's the inning's first out. A&M needed it.
And that's situational hitting that you just have to do a better job. If you're Schaefer, you have got to get this bunt down. That ball not even very high in the zone and just gets under it. A nice job by Kennedy Powell to get all the way in. Looked at first, but both runners doing a nice job of getting back to their bags, not getting doubled off. But big first out for Texas A&M, and again, a missed opportunity for State.
Pinch hitter now in the 9-hole, Ali Supan. The pitch misses outside, 1-0. So another freshman getting an opportunity for Mississippi State after Abby Richardson had struck out swinging. Strike finds the zone 1-1. Supan, a smaller sample size this season, but an opportunity here to pinch hit. Takes the 1-1 off the plate, 2 balls and a strike.
These are fun opportunities for a freshman pinch hitter. You know, yes, there's pressure, but it's not like it's the top of the 7th and you're, you know, trying to tie up the ball game. But you have an opportunity to make a difference right here.
Opposite foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes for Supan.
And I think about this for all teams, not just in the SEC, but around the country. The more opportunities you can get your young hitters in these pinch hit situations, it's just going to pay off in the long run. So when you are in that, you know, postseason game and you need a situation like this.
And she sat down on strikes. Peters has her 4th.
Peters goes up and in, and I don't think she went, but I think it's just a called strike either way. Beautiful pitch right at the letters, Gio. That is a nice job by Peters for her 4th strikeout of the evening.
Back to the top of the order, Morgan Stiles. Line drive, KK Dement is there. Mississippi State grabs a run, but they strand 2 on the base paths. 3-1, A&M stays in front. Three to 1, Texas A&M leads as we roll to the bottom of the 5th in College Station. Talking NCAA tournament resumes, A&M in a good spot. They'd like to be in a better spot. You have to think the early portion of the non-con is what holds this Aggies club back because they're playing some of their best softball right now.
Absolutely. They have done a really nice job of turning things around, but early on in the season, it was tough, and they did play some tough opponents. Some of those opponents not doing as well as maybe the country thought they would, and so some of those losses might look worse than they did at the beginning. You know, it all kind of shakes out in the end. But again, that's why this is such an important series, because even though Texas A&M is ranked higher than Mississippi State has a higher RPI. So this would be good for either team, obviously, to take this series.
Maya Perez at the dish once again, homered in her first at-bat tonight. 0-1 deal. This is down and in, a ball and a strike.
And again, this will be the first time that these Texas A&M hitters have now seen the new pitcher, Everett, for Mississippi State. Left-handed, so a little bit of a different look. Definitely has a different style than Gould.
1-1. Big hack and a miss, 1-2.
And State just has to be happy to have her back in the rotation, because that allows them to not have to show Faircloth so early in a weekend. Amon also available for the Bulldogs.
1-2. Tapper, back up the middle, gloved. Little PFP for out number 1.
It's a huge out for Everett and Mississippi State. Maya Perez, obviously one of the best hitters in the country, and to be able to get the weak ground out for the first out of the inning really sets the tone.
Michaela Wark digs in. Lefty on righty. Right back up the middle. Everett snared it on the hop for out number 2.
So that one wasn't quite as easy. That ball was just rifled back up the middle. Wark, hard bouncer right at Everett's head. But what a play by Delaney Everett to snag that and make the easy throw over to first.
Our producers sharing 75 off the bat.
Hot.
Bree Falcone behind the scenes producing the show. Ariel Kowalewski at the dish for A&M. League leader in doubles. This is high and in, a ball and a strike for AK-47. Base hit and a walk tonight. Certainly productive at the plate. Now 2-1. Two the count after Kowalewski takes inner half.
And again, this is an area where Texas A&M, you may look, okay, nobody on, 2 outs. Do we just roll over to the 6th? But do not count the Aggies out. They love keeping innings going.
Now, 2-out production has been a storyline, particularly in home games this season for A&M. Payoff pitch. Hit off the hands, foul.
Nice at bat here by AK, really making Everett work after 2 quick at bats to start off the inning.
Everett's payoff again. Chopped to the right side. Schaefer, no problem for out number 3. Aggies go 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. They lead it 3-1 from Davis Diamond.
Tremendous job.
Pro wasn't exactly a really big thing back when I was younger, so now seeing how it's grown is super inspiring.
Growing up, I just really thought about, honestly, college and the Olympics. But now with AUSL, there's another level.
This new professional league is huge for the growth of softball. It gives so much inspiration for the youth.
If you could see it, you could be it. So having something you could see other athletes do really inspires you to do that one day too.
The AUSL professional softball premier talent across the country. And they're bringing the championship right here to College Station, Texas. Davis Diamond will host the second ever AUSL championship. Huge announcement this past week, Chelsea.
Very, very exciting news. And I may be a little biased, but there's not a better place to host the championship. So just, yeah, incredible news, so much fun. I loved everything that those players had to say about the pro league. As you know, young girls, they didn't have a professional league to necessarily look up to or see. And what Nigeri said, it was college and the Olympics. There was nothing else for softball players. And so to see this pro league give some of these players a chance to continue their career, it's just incredible.
Nadia Barbary standing up at second with a leadoff double, hugging the line and left.
Great start to the inning for the Bulldogs. Finally starting to see a little success off Sydney Peters. We saw it in the last inning. They were able to scratch one. Now you've got a stand-up, or a leadoff double. I guess it was a stand-up as well, but the leadoff double by Barbary.
Championship Series coming to College Station. It'll be July 23rd on ESPN. It'll also be the first ever professional softball game on network television. Such a big deal. So excited to have it right here at Davis Diamond.
And you know, with the news we heard from so many Aggies, Amanda Scarborough, Jamie Loprice, Tori Vidalis, just about how special it is to bring that game to College Station.
Kiara Sells at the dish, facing a 1-1 count, with Sydney Peters remaining inside the circle for Texas A&M.
And Gio, this is where you hope moving Kiara Sells down in the lineup benefits you. Now you've got a runner in scoring position, Sells up to bat instead of leading off. This is a huge opportunity for Mississippi State.
1-1 misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. Tying run is at the dish for Mississippi State. After what looked like a grim start to the game, with A&M tallying 2 in the first, adding a third in the second. Now Bulldogs right back in it.
Obviously, Peters being very careful with Sells, knowing how strong of a hitter she is. But now you're at a 3-1 count. You have first base open, but you've got 4, 5, and 6 still coming up, so.
3-1. Off the plate, it's ball 4.
And again, not the worst situation right there for Sydney Peters and Texas A&M. You put Sells on, now you've got the force at third. No outs. Texas A&M's defense, very talented. It could easily turn a double play on the right ball, but Trish Ford is gonna call a timeout and come talk to her team.
And we'll see if she comes and gets Peters here. Would not be surprised to see a change. It was Lessentine who made her way to the bullpen to warm up.
Well, you know, Texas A&M, they started off hot, those 3 runs in the first 2 innings off of the starter, Peja Gould, but Delaney Everett has come in and really shut down Texas A&M. They've been quiet in the last 3 innings, haven't seen a ton of production at the plate. You only have a 2-run lead right here, so you do have to be careful. It feels like Texas A&M has been in control of this game from the start, but Gio, just like that, swing of a bat changes this ball game.
Trisha Ford right in with Peters. What do you think that conversation was inside the circle?
You know, I think a lot of it was probably looking at Kinley Keller, kind of re-going over that hitter, that scouting report, and then just kind of settling her down. And you know, what was working early on, you know, where do we need to get back to? Obviously, you want to talk to your defense too, knowing where they're going to go with runners at first and second.
There's Kinley Keller. 2 flyouts tonight. First offering. Pulls back a bunt. Pitch called a strike. 0-1.
We saw Mississippi State try to bunt earlier in this game, ended up popping up to Kennedy Powell at third, so was not successful. See if Keller shows it again.
Inside, a ball and a strike for the freshman.
It's a good take right there by Keller. It's a pretty pitch by Peters, but it was off the plate. But I like that we went low outside, then she goes tight inside. She's still moving the ball very well.
Peters brings home the 1-1. Bunt skewed up into the air. And Ariel Kowalewski, the catcher, reels it in.
And you know Samantha Ricketts is just screaming inside right now. So unhappy with the ability to get that bunt down. 2 bunt situations, 2 pop-ups. You don't move the runner. It's an easy out for the defense. Just absolutely cannot have that in that situation.
You know, even the fouled bunts for the Bulldogs have been in the air. They've yet to get one on the ground.
And Peters does put a ton of spin on the ball. So don't, I mean, you know, we want to say, oh, it's just so easy, put the bunt down. It is a skill, but it's one that you have to be able to execute at this level.
Taylor Troutman takes a strike in her half. A strikeout and a hit by pitch, where her pinch runner came around to score the lone run that Mississippi State has in this game. That was just an inning ago in the 5th. It's this to straightaway center field. Kelsey Mathis makes the catch. No tag up. And there's 2 outs with first and second occupied.
Well, 2 really big outs for Sydney Peters, especially after the leadoff double and then the walk. You had the conversation by Trish Ford, came out, weren't sure if we were gonna see her stay with Peters or bring in Lessentine. They stick with Peters. She's able to get the bunt out and now the fly out to center. Now as Texas A&M, you're not out of this inning yet, but you're in a much better situation with 2 outs instead of no outs with runners at first and second.
Morgan Bernardini. Called a strike, bottom of the zone. Mississippi State looking to bolster its already impressive 12th ranked RPI, despite a 6-9 record in SEC play. 0-1. This is outside, even at a ball and a strike. Bulldogs own just 1 SEC series victory so far this year. But have been competitive with some of the best in the country. 1-1. Cranked into center field. Mathis makes the hip-high catch for out number 3. Bulldogs leave 2 once again. 3-1. Aggies stay in front in College Station. Oklahoma City, Chelsea. The Women's College World Series. Doesn't get any better.
Always a good time, and this is where that road really starts to feel real. You are fully into the SEC play. You are getting ready for postseason right around the corner. A look at the last 4 champions. Obviously, Oklahoma, you know, they did a pretty nice job there in that stretch. But Texas winning last year, you've got 2 of those SEC powerhouses, you know, now SEC teams. It's what makes this conference so special and so much fun.
Here's Kelsey Mathis. Big wave and a miss. Goes down 0-1. I'm not going to say it very loud because of what stadium we're at, but do you think Texas and Oklahoma were pretty good additions softball-wise to the conference? You got the last 4 national champions that you added to the SEC.
Yeah, if you were going to add 2 and make this conference even stronger than it already was, those were the 2. I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up better. And again, it has made this conference just that much more stacked, which is why we're talking about a 6-9 Mississippi State team potentially hosting a regional, at least going to the tournament for sure.
Mathis hit it hard on the ground, but there to make the play at short. Styles for out number 1.
Styles has been quietly good over there at short. I say quietly just because not super flashy, but is doing everything she needs to do, making those routine plays and trying to keep this Texas A&M offense at bay. Again, 3 runs quick in the first 2 innings, but since then, Texas A&M has been quiet at the plate.
There's KK Dement. This is down, count 1-0. See if KK can get going a little bit. 2 flyouts today, hitting the ball well, hitting it to defenders. And again, coming into this evening, it was a red-hot wand for Texas A&M the last week or so. Nubs it off the end of the bat, scooped up by Schaefer at second. 2 away.
Nice job by Mississippi State's defense. They've missed some opportunities on offense, had a couple of bunt pop-ups, but when you take a look at what they've been able to do in the circle, Delaney Everett has been solid coming in for Peja Gould, and then defensively, they've done a really nice job.
Pinch hitter for Texas A&M, Maddie Sowney. Freshman out of Hawaii with the opportunity, and in pinch hit situations this year, Maddie Sowney's nothing short of unstoppable. She comes in off the bench, ice cold, and always just seems to deliver. Maybe a little bit of 2-out production for A&M with nobody on, with Sowney at the dish. Chopper left side. Styles is there, and she airmails it over the first base bag. Sowney with a foot first slide into second. Good things happen when you put the ball in play.
And here I am talking about Styles and how great she's been all night. And this is just, honestly, kind of a mental error. She does not need to make that throw that quickly. Sowney hit the ball hard enough and wasn't getting down the line that quickly. Styles, just take your time, plant your feet, make that throw instead of the off 1 foot kind of sidearm situation. That's just a big mistake. I think, yes, physically it's going to be an error, but mentally for Styles there at short, not really taking her time to finish that play.
Paisley Allen back at second. She was just pinch hit for. Rajal pops it up, left side, foul ground, and a sliding catch made by Bernardini, the left fielder, for the inning's final out.
Well, the error by Styles doesn't cost Mississippi State. A beautiful sliding catch by Bernardini to end the inning.
Top of the 7th in College Station. Desperation mode for the Bulldogs. Tell you what, though, if anyone can make it happen, it's Ricketts and this Mississippi State crew.
Yeah, and those 6 comeback wins were of 5 or more runs. They're only down by 2 here in the top of the 7th in College Station. And Gio, Texas A&M, this is not a great stat for the Aggies. Runs scored in the 7th, just 1. Runs allowed in the 7th in SEC, 11. So it has not been good in the 7th for Texas A&M, but Trish Ford is gonna try to see if she can make that not be the case tonight.
Ground out to the left side, KK Dement puts out number 1 in the books.
And you have to feel like that is a big, big first out, because you've got Sydney Peters trying to finish out this ball game, still in the circle. Obviously the pitch count getting up there, still plenty doable with where she's at, but you would love to see her be able to finish this game, so that's a huge first pitch out for Peters.
Here's Gabby Schaefer, hits it right field. On the first pitch, she flies out for out number 2.
And just like that, 2 pitches, 2 outs. That's a nice swing right there by Schaefer. You can't be mad about that. Hit the ball hard, but Peters, that is exactly what you're looking for in a 7th inning, is 2 very, very quick outs.
Anna Carter, a pinch hitter. Nobody on, 2 outs, a 3-1 A&M lead here in the top of the 7th. First pitch on the way. Called a strike.
Peters going right at these hitters. Carter wanting to take one, and I would too, being the first time you've been up to the plate tonight.
0-1. Runs high. In a game that felt like Texas A&M had its opportunities to create a capacious lead, Mississippi State has stayed resilient and stayed in the fight. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, it felt like Texas A&M was in control the whole game, but really the lead was never that big, and Mississippi State had so many opportunities. They're trying to see if they can still stay in it here, but Sydney Peters trying to close the book.
1-2 deal. Hit into the air, shallow left field, and it drops for a knock. The Bulldogs are not done.
What a great at-bat by Carter. Pinch hitter coming in, top of the 7th, 2 outs. You've got to find a way on base. And she does just that with a little Texas leaguer into left field. And more importantly, now you've got the top of the order up for Mississippi State.
It flips to Morgan Stiles. A hit, a line out, and a ground out today at the top of the order. First pitch. Called a strike. Tying run is at the dish for Mississippi State.
Diane Romero at first base running for the Bulldogs.
A 1 deal. This is down and in. One delivery. Called a strikeout or half, 1-2. And Mississippi State is down to its final strike.
12th man on their feet. Trying to help Sydney Peters and the home team get the win on Friday night.
1-2. Swung on, hit to the gap, left center field. Allen makes the catch. Texas A&M takes game 1 in this ranked-on-ranked rift.
Well, I'll say, Gio, Mississippi State did not go down easily. I'm so impressed with the way Texas A&M was able to get out on top quickly, especially against an arm like Peja Gould. I think the Aggies probably wish they would have been able to add a little bit more to that lead, but Texas A&M doing a great job of finishing that one, and a shout out to Sydney Peters for being able to complete that game. Excellent job by the home team to take game number 1.
Complete game for Peters, 7 straight for Texas A&M. For our entire crew behind the scenes here in College Station, for my awesome partner Chelsea Reber, I'm Giovanni Heater saying so long and good night from Davis Diamond. 3-1, Texas A&M takes game 1 over 14th ranked Mississippi State.